Okay, hi, Sherri Shepherd. How you doing? So, Sherri Shepherd's divorce from that man don't worry, Sherri, I am so team you, it is unbelievable. Lamar, Sally, it's getting messier and messier. Sal, first of all, is requesting full custody of their unborn child who will be due in, can you believe he's only 43 years old? That looks like a hard living 63. That's 43. He's the same age as Jennifer Lopez and Mariah Carey. I mean, and then I was reading in the People magazine, you know, because he's talking, you know, he's talking directly to the magazine. There's no source of the source. Like, he's loving his fame right now. And I was on the plane coming back from St. Louis reading the magazine, and he asked the magazine if they could use a slimmer picture of him because he's lost 30 pounds on the divorce diet. Okay, look, according to TMZ, the couple has a prenuptial agreement that says that, that Sherri would have full custody of the new baby. Well, when was this rule made? Because they've been married now for like 4 or 3 years. I guess they anticipated maybe, having a surrogate eventually. And anyway, the prenup also says that Sherri has to pay Sal out $60,000. What a random number. Like, why not the full 100,000 or 50,000? Where did 60 come from? Anyway, well, the messier part, the new information is that Sherri's first husband, Jeffrey, father of her son, Jeffrey, is asking for full custody of Jeffrey, their 9-year-old. Well, Jeffrey lives in LA, where Sal apparently is holding court with reporters. Sal and Big Jeffrey have gotten together to try to do Sherri in. Anyway, no, I can't say it because they might not have their finger on the beat, but I just want to say that's some real buttness. Both of you. He says, this one right here, who their divorce was wild and sloppy back when they got divorced also. He says that Sherri's schedule is too busy and that she's neglecting their son, Jeffrey, and leaving him with unskilled nannies. Well, somebody's got to work. And I don't believe that for one bit. No. And I think it's terrible that these two guys have gotten together and they're trying to bury Sherri. Well, you know what, Sherri? I'm team you. Good luck, Sherri. And by the way, if there's anything that you ever want me to add in the story, send me a telegram, girl. I'll act like it didn't come from you. Let's talk personal life.
You want to go personal, yes.
All right, we're going to start with your ex-husband, Jeffrey, the father of your son, Jeffrey.
Yes.
What's the status between you and Jeffrey?
Because he took me to court, and the paper said that I was a bad mother. And anybody who knows me knows that I live for my son, Jeffrey. He is everything to me. And that's my
what
baby.
You are is a working mother.
I'm a working mama, and the thing about it is, one of the first words Jeffrey learned was homelessness. Because if mommy don't work, that's what we gonna be.
Okay.
And so I do everything I can. So the status of that is I went to court, I went to LA, and the judge ruled in my favor. I retained custody of my son.
Yes. Very nice.
Yes.
Now, Sal and Jeffrey, your ex-husband, and soon-to-be ex-husband, seem to have forged a little relationship.
What is that about? That's creepy.
So it's them against you?
That's nasty. That's and it's just like everybody is suing me. Just ask me to be a reference on the job application. That's all you don't have to sue me. But it's just, I don't know why they're talking, what's going on, why.
What about Sal? Do you speak to him?
No, we don't talk, but I'm doing I'm on my knees praying a lot for him.
Is he really 43?
He is, let me see, I think he's 44 now. He's 44. Well, girl, Detroit is hard. He grew up in Detroit. That's a hard, Detroit is a hard town.
Okay, it makes
sense. You got the automotive plants out there, Wendy. You got Ford. You got.
It's all making sense now.
In Detroit, you got to work hard for your money.
But he's not. He's working hard for your money.
You said that, I didn't, lawyers. I did not. You know, because here's the thing, you gotta indemnify me in case I go to court and have to get in front of a judge. I don't know what indemnify means, but Star Jones, she used it a lot with Al Reynolds, so it sounded good when she used it.
And I know that legally speaking, we can't say anything about the surrogate, so I'm not gonna ask you about that.
No, we can't say anything about that. Because I have a lot of lawyers, and I'm in court right now, and it's very public, and it's, you know, it's very painful, and so I'm trying to, you know, for me, I'm just like, I'm not Torian Dean. I was paid to talk about my life. When people tweet me, I always say, go to Wendy. She knows what's going on. You can ask Wendy about my life.
By the way, how did you meet Sal?
How did I meet Sal?
Yeah.
I met Sal, I was at a party that Niecy Nash threw with her then fiance, Jay. They threw a party, and it was a wonderful party, and Sal was there. And so I got hooked up, and I met him, and we dated a year.
And he told you that he was a scriptwriter or something?
Well,
he
did write scripts, but the show had been canceled. And he's a really good writer. And then, you know, and so I went against something that I always do. Elizabeth Hasselbeck had given me a book that when you go through a divorce, you should wait 2 years and heal before you get together. And I accidentally put the book in a box and moved. I didn't get the book out after I got married. So I'm gonna dust that book off and read it again. I'm gonna find a chair.
More with Sherri next, including rumors that she's dating a certain R&B star that we all know. Don't go away. One more thing that I had to ask. Sherri, I read at one point that there was a bridesmaid in your wedding.
All right.
That your soon-to-be
that
ex-husband
they said that
Sal
had slept with.
Had slept with?
Okay, y'all. No, that didn't happen.
Okay.
That was his best friend, Wendy. They've been best friends
from college.
From college, a long time ago. She's amazing. She's wonderful.
Okay, good.
And I love Wendy.
Because that would have been real dirty.
Yeah,
Sherri Shepherd, you are the mother. You heard about this? Of course you have. No? Okay, well, that's what I'm here for. Okay, look. Remember, oof. Ooh. And he's only 44. That's why when my people say black don't crack, you better think again. You better think again. This man looks at least 64. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, Sherri, you know, I've been easy on you because it's hard for me to be hard on you because we're peers in the name of daytime. Even though you're not there anymore, we'll always be peers in the name of that. We're also, we've also forged, you know, a friendship. So it's difficult. I mean, not friendship like I'm calling Sherri, hey girl, what's up? But you know what we are, Sherri, and I love you. And sometimes it's very difficult for me to be honest when I forged a relationship with people, which is why after the show, I don't hang out with celebrities. I go back to Jersey and close the blinds. But today, I'm gonna call it the way I see it. And Sherri, you doggone right you gotta pay child support. I mean, if this was a guy, we'd be calling him a deadbeat dad. If you don't pay child support for this baby boy, then you're a deadbeat mom. And it's a shame that you don't have The View anymore. And I don't know whether, is the game show still on? The Newlywed?
We don't think so.
Not on, okay, so, but she's not unemployed because she has a movie coming out, Ride Along 2 is coming out. But anyway, okay, the surrogate. They had the baby via the surrogate. They used his sperm, and I can't. They use his sperm and apparently the egg from the woman in Pennsylvania who's a data entry clerk who's already a mother of 2, okay? It's not the woman's fault that she and this wildebeest, it's not the surrogate's fault that Sherri and he got a divorce. You know, an agreement is an agreement. And Sherri, it's so unfortunate because every time you see that little boy, you're gonna see no parts of you and all of that. It's like Bethany Frankel. That little girl looks nothing like Bethany. All she sees is Jason all day long, which is, you know, kids are a blessing. But once you get the divorce and you hate somebody, you don't want any reminders. Anyway, look. So remember, Sherri's ex, Lamar, sued her after she refused to claim the baby via surrogate. She wouldn't even sign the baby papers. But, I mean, what do you call that? The birth certificate. You would think I'm not a mom myself. I forget so much. Anyway, the judge in Pennsylvania, because this is where the surrogate lives, ruled that Sherri is the legal mother, which means that she now has to pay Lamar child support. Now, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. But when you started dating him, and I realized that you met him at Niecy Nash's barbecue, so you probably assumed that, no, you know, she probably assumed that she had some reasonable career, because Niecy's not gonna hang out with a bum, you know what I mean? And then, you know, not for nothing, Sherri, in my mind, I think that you got carried away with the idea of, oh my gosh, we can have a wedding special, and my popularity on The View to solidify my seat will be better than ever because I can talk about it. And you know, I think that you might have gotten swept away with the career move because you were so successful before this guy. If I were you, not for nothing, if I was a Sherri Shepherd, I would have spent a little bit of money on checking this guy out, just to be sure that it's gonna be good for me and my son, Jeffrey. She's got a son, do you know what I'm saying? And you didn't do your checking, but we did some checking. And we found out that he's on California Medicaid. Yes, this is what I'm saying. Sal is on Medi-Cal, which is welfare health insurance in California. Sal is an opportunist from way back, it looks like. I don't know whether Sal is employed or what. Sherri, you made this bed. Now, unfortunately, girl, you gotta lie on that sword. We'll move along. Please, let's move along quickly.
There's big news at The View. And I'm very happy about this news. And then you're wondering about the fifth chair. I know you are. All right, so it's Michelle, Whoopi, Raven, and Nicole. The fifth chair is going to be occupied by, according to the Daily Mail, Sherri Shepherd. Most people are clapping, Sherri, not everybody. These two bitter betties in the front row. You two in the purple and yes, and your girlfriend. Yeah, right, no, not there. Right, no, right there. No, do it again. Larry. No, get them. The two white girls, you're getting the black girls. There you go, there they are. There they are. Okay. Well, Sherri, look, you can't please everybody, and you girls don't have to worry much because she won't be there a lot. According to the Daily Mail, do you even watch The View? Be honest. No. No. So you don't even care. All right. Well, thanks for being here. Look. Look. Okay. So here's what's going on. Apparently, the fifth chair is going to be rotating hosts with Sherri Shepherd, Molly Sims. What'd you say? Candace Cameron from Growing Pains. She's very conservative, okay? And Stacey London. That's what I said. That's what I said. Like, why rotate hosts? Keep Stacey. We love her. We love her. I want a stable show. I'm tired of the changes. That's all I'm saying. Like, the second you get to know Molly Sims, who I don't know her. I see her like in Life and Style magazine with clothes and stuff. I don't really know what she does. And I've never seen her on The View. And Candace Cameron, I only know her from Growing Pains and that she's some sort of conservative like, I don't want to get to know new people. You know? And Sherri, I love Sherri. Either bring Sherri back or not. Like, don't toy with her, even though whether she wants to go back or not, this is good for Sherri because, you know, she's got to pay $4,100 a month in child support for the baby that she had with that. So, you know, they're going to be rotating hosts. I have no idea how often everybody's going to be there, but I just wish that you would just pick Stacey London or Caitlyn and call it a day. And call it a day.
We haven't talked about you in a while. I'm sure you're happy about that, Sherri. Sherri? So look, her nasty child support battle is finally over. Remember, she married this right here. And you know, only because I don't know him. I know Sherri. You know, Sherri and I, we've been compadres and peers for a long time. So I know the two sides to every story, but when you don't know another side, you go with what you know. And I know Sherri. That's a good woman. So look. Remember, Sherri is claiming that her ex, this right there, tricked her into having a baby via surrogate so he could get child support. Sherri, a triccation is hard to believe. Sorry, because we're older, we're not 18. Sherri, I would have a hard time as a judge sympathizing with you and a triccation. I'm gonna ask my co-hosts, because I don't want to be thrown under the bus. Sherri, clap if you think that she was not tricked. So in other words, 90% of my co-hosts believe, Sherri, you went into this as a fully functioning woman, knowing what you were getting into. So she's allegedly just agreed to pay this $4,100 a month until the kid is 13. Now, mind you, the kid is barely out of being a lima bean. I mean, she's got, and then it's going to increase to $4,600 a month from the 13th birthday on until he's 18. And I know what you're saying, because I'm like, okay, she's not on The View. What is Sherri doing for money? What is she gonna do? But Sherri is a stand-up comedian. That's a nice check. And she also is on the TV Land show with Seti and Niecy, Soul Man. But she's a guest star, and that check is not necessarily as big as if she was a regular star, but still, Sherri's a hustler. She'll know what to do. She's got her son, Jeffrey, her bio son by her ex-husband, the ex-husband before this. And Sherri is going allegedly to go back into the court system to sue pursuing fraud claims, saying that she was frauded and tricked into having this. Sherri, this one's not gonna work, dear. We all love Sherri, right? But my thought regarding the court system is that there's a lot of red tape and stuff, and after you get a particular age, all it does is cause fine lines and wrinkles. And nobody's going to believe that you were tricked, Sherri, because you married him. There was some sort of love there to begin with. And when you all started with the Petri dish and that, the lima bean in there, to have the baby, and then you found the surrogate and you were making the phone calls, I can't believe that you were frauded. And this is only going to make you have to spend more money than you need to, because now you have to pay this. So. Sherri, in my humble opinion, just pay the money to this, and also you all's baby. Stop where you are regarding the fraud, because it's only going to wear on your heart, and move on with your life. Good luck, Sherri. Good luck. Good luck. Sherri. If you just Google schmoogled him, you would have seen he hadn't worked a steady job since 2008. By the time you all got together in 2011, that had been 3 years of unemployment, best I could see. And I get it that he's good friends with Niecy Nash, and Niecy was having a barbecue, and you thought, you know, sometimes you feel as that if you have a decent friend, then anybody who's gonna be at the barbecue is gonna be a decent person. But we're a little too old to believe that just because our friends are friends with somebody, that that friend is a decent person, right? Sherri's ex, that. His name is Lamar. He's only 43 years old. Times are hard. Lamar is trying to get more money from Sherri because Sherri's career is zhuzhed up. Okay, remember Sherri was ordered to pay Lamar $4,100 per month in child support for the baby that they had via a surrogate. It's his sperm attached to an athletic black woman's egg. And the athletic, and then they got a third person, right, to carry the baby. Do you follow what I'm saying? So in other words, the baby has no DNA ties to Sherri. But she and Lamar were married, and they made an agreement. According to TMZ, Lamar wants to increase his child support payments because he believes Sherri is now making more money. Originally, when they went to court, he believed at first she was making $1 million a year, but now he's seeing that she's still doing stand-up, she's got her wig line, and she's got a sitcom coming up on NBC starring John Lithgow. Now, you know, John Lithgow's got Emmy, he's got award, so this sitcom takes off. He's projecting that her income now will be $3 million a year, and he wants his fair share to take care of this baby who, remember, is not her biological. You know, the baby is the bio of the tall, athletic woman and that. The baby is very, very cute, like 2 years old. Apparently, he's going to get his first haircut. Clearly, it's not in the hood. Look, I see hardwood floors. I bet you he's gonna run outside. He's got keys to a Jaguar off Sherri's money. But you know what, Sherri? If you thought he was cute at the barbecue, you shouldn't have. I mean, that's one thing. But after you do your research and see, you know, girls, there are guys that are good for certain things and guys that are good for keeping. This guy might have been a certain thing. It's definitely not the keeper guy. So Sherri, now you've got to lie on that sword because here's my deal. Yes, this guy needs to go out and get a job on one hand, but if this was a woman, we would be saying, now wait, hold on. She's at home all day taking care of a little goober. But at 2 years old, you could certainly maybe get a job and send him to the Block Academy up the block. You know, they sit there and they play with them blocks. And then you pick him up after work. Or maybe he wants to be more of a stay-at-home dad, which at 2 years old, if a woman wanted to stay at home at 2 and collect child support, we wouldn't be making as big of a deal about it. I just hate the way we want to be equal, but sometimes we can't accept it, me too included, because I got to tell you one thing about the equality these days, and Suzanne and I totally agree on this. We've talked about it several times, Mr. Mom. There's something about that, guys.
Not sexy.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes in families, you know, dads have to stay home for a particular reason. Maybe they're laid off or whatever, and they do a pretty reasonable job, you know, around the house, swiftering and taking care of the babies and stuff. But in my mind, you're only doing this until the economy breaks and you go back to work. Like, how do you expect me? I come in all day, I throw my wig down, I got my briefcase, and you're standing with the baby on one hip, you know, while, you know, stirring, you know, dinner. I can deal with that for a bit of time, but I can't let that be your way of life. I'm just not into it. Like when young Kev was younger, you know, when moms had to attend the play dates and you couldn't just push him out of the car and let him crawl inside and play. You know, you gotta go inside and mingle with the other moms. Which is actually quite fun. I do miss those days because now at 16, you know, you don't know any of the moms unless you know, force it, like, you know, all right, well, who's the mom or who's the dad? But back in those days, you know, sitting around the kitchen table and the kids would all look so cute, like 15 rugrats just running around the family room. And all of us moms sitting and talking about mom stuff, just regular stuff. And then next thing you know, the final kid comes to the party and it's with a Mr. Mom. And you're not just dropping her off, even though we're insisting, no, we'll watch Emily. No, we'll watch Emily. No, Bob, please don't, damn it. Bob is pulling out a kitchen chair and now we can't have tampon talk because now Bob is here. Now, you know what I'm saying, ladies. You know how we talk differently and when men show up at play dates and stuff and then you wanna stay? And now here I am. I remember I used to be a lunch lady back when, you know, Kevin was younger and I wanted to see what was going on at the school. And I was, oh yes, with the net on my hair and everything because I wouldn't have to work my radio shift until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I would go and do lunch lady and I'd be with, you know, all the other, you know, moms. And then here comes Bob again. Get out of here with that. So this guy wants more money, the wildebeest. You know what? And it's unfortunate that, well, you know, because I'm team Sherri, even though Sherri was wrong for, I mean, this whole thing. Maybe she wanted a storyline on The View, because, you know, it's not just reality TV. You know, sometimes when you're on a panel show and you need a storyline, maybe to, you know, keep your thing hot. Or Sherri girl, you made that bed. And you gotta deal with it for the next 18 years. And it's unfortunate because she's a celebrity, she can't hide her race, you know, like you can if you're in the private sector. You know, her raise is all over Variety magazine and inside the National Enquirer. Oh, Sherri Shepherd just got a new job doing this. And in the meantime, this man is right here salivating probably over, the Mercedes dealer closes at what time? Good luck, Sherri, we're following the story.